Okay. Probably should post this so people know I'm streaming. I'm not used to advertising this. Hold on, 1 second. Let me move my door, or shut my door. Shut my door. There. Oh, let me fix this. Oh, I have to do it. Okay, I'm rolling away. Sorry, I wanted to shut the door that way I could work and not make noise that bothers the boyfriend while he's working a late night, which sucks, but it is what it is. And I forgot to get the mail. And it's getting dark out, so I'm like, oh, I should shut my blinds so I don't have people going, oh, what's that on the screen? I can see through the window. But, yeah. It's been a long month, to say the least. So today I am just working on some comic thumbnail finalization. I figured I would kind of show more of this a little bit more often so people can actually tell what I'm doing with my work, because I haven't been like all too open about that. So, well, I've been open about it, I just haven't been like promoting and sharing it and whatever. So I'm just kind of trying to get that done. This is not the best pose here, but I'm just trying to get the idea of what I want done, because overall the page layout's not the greatest. He needs to be filling the page more, but I can kind of fix that later. And the anatomy is all messed up too, but it's fine. It's because I haven't streamed in a while, and then I started getting like nervous, like, oh my god, people are gonna watch me draw in the ugly stage, and it's hard to get. It's just the worst thing to do is to be in the ugly phase of drawing stuff. But I promise it won't look like that. Like, this is what I've been doing, not ugly stuff. So yeah, and I'm not listening to music that I was listening to before the stream because it's copyrighted. And there's only so many copyright, not strikes, but claims I can take on my videos. I lost my phone. Holy shit, I thought I grabbed it. Hold on a second. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my family has something going on. I'm like, oh, what the fuck's happening? Everything was okay though. All right. So today I am working on page layout or page thumbnails, and it's been a while since I've streamed, so I'm like slightly stressing about doing this because I'm like, all right, these are thumbnails, they're just sketches, they're not like final work. It's okay for it to be a little messy and not perfect, and I've seen some other people's thumbnails to like kind of make myself feel a little better. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I'm streaming now I'm like, oh my god, it has to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's where I am. I'm just going to erase this because I think I'm just going to draw this guy. Hi, Fabulous Jumper. Yeah, it's been a while since I've even streamed. It's been a hectic couple of months. Ugh. I've been good though. How are you? Aw. Yeah. It happens. I think everyone's just been busy this year. Like, it just seems like as we're all recovering from like the whatever lockdown nonsense, everyone's like, all right, now I can go do things and catch up on stuff, and everyone's just kind of like been busy, you know. At least it's how I kind of see it, which is a good thing, you know. It's good to catch up on things you haven't done or want to do and stuff like that. All right, he's gonna be holding doorknob thing here. Look at that wonky arm. That's fine. We're not looking for perfection today. Oh, yes, that level of education's hard. It's never fun and it's a lot of work. But I believe in you. I believe you can get through it. Okay. I don't know what happened, but like, hopefully my stream's still going. I don't know what happened. OBS like freaked out. I don't know why. This is actually the first time streaming in my new home, so I'm wondering if like my internet went a little funny. I don't know. What is this? Oh, I see. Hopefully you guys are still there and I'm still there. That was weird. Yeah. But yeah, I'm good streaming in the new home for the first time. I've recorded and done all that stuff a couple times already in here, and it seems to upload and everything fine, but I haven't streamed, and yeah, yay, still here. Okay, we're all good. I don't know, I guess it was just a hiccup on OBS's part. It did have trouble reconnecting with Restream, so maybe that was the issue. Oh my god, how many times am I gonna draw this? I'm gonna draw this like 50 times. This is the whole stream now. Be drawing the same thing 50 million times. Because I can't seem to figure out what pose I want him to be in. That I don't draw guys that often, so I'm like trying not to make him curvy like a girl. Like trying to make him more straight and stuff. It's been a while. Well, it's been a while since I've done a front view of him. So far it's been like side view or 3/4, which I think has also been the issue, or is the issue why I'm like not sure what to do. Alright, this is a little better. Not great, but it's better. Alright, so I need to get his little cape thing. And his other boot. And I think that should be mostly it for this page. It's kind of like a full page because he's showing off his new clothes. I won't say how he got to this part because that would be kind of spoilery in terms of the lore and everything. But, yeah. Alright, so he's holding the doorknob, so I need to... door. Actually, I should probably take reference of this too. I actually have pretty long doors in this house, but I'm like turning around to look at the door I have here because I think they're generally about not 6, but like 7 feet high, 7.5 to 8 feet. So I think this should be about right. Let's see. All right, so then that's the room. I did do that right. I got the position of the door handle though, because that's like, I always used to think before I like properly paid attention to things that the door handle was halfway down or in the middle of the door, but that's not actually the case. It's like at hip height, which makes sense, you know. My day's been pretty good, uneventful, which is fine. And Kitty's been doing very, very good. She is loving our new home, let me tell you. I'll wake up at 4 in the morning to her singing her cat songs. She is very happy here. She's heard so many not wild, but so many farm animals lately. She has seen a moth creep in, and she loved that moth. She was like jumping up and like trying to grab at it with her paws in the air. It was so adorable. She loves to climb on everything. She can slide on the floor. She is just, I've never seen her so happy. Please tell you more. We also got Halloween's here, and I love Halloween. So we were at the store and like, oh, we just need some things for the new home, you know, just to get started, like general household goods, right? And there was all this Halloween stuff. The second we walked in, we're like, oh no, we're like, oh, we won't buy anything. Well, that didn't happen. We saw this giant skull container that was it's like that rainbow, not rainbow, but that rainbowish metal finish on the outside. I forgot what it's called. I think it starts with an A. So we bought that. It's big enough to hold all of her treats in. So now we can take the treats and throw them across the floor, and she like chases them and slides around, and she loves it. And it's funny because she can sit and look at more things outside now. So she's very happy. And there's closets. Like, we had closets at the apartment, of course, but there's more rooms and more closets. Please tell me you took a pic of Kitty. Yes. Let me bring one up. Let me see if I have one that's actually recent. I've been so busy, I haven't like really done too much in terms of taking pictures of things. Oh, this one will work. Okay, let me get that. Hold on a second. I found a good one. We love you. I'll get it. I'll get the cat picture. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I got you covered. If I can pay attention here. Or not pay attention. If I can wait. If I can go to the right spot to upload this freaking picture. Come on. There it goes. Oh, and a lizard got into our house, so that was exciting. I don't know, I just opened the front door and he ran. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. We got him out, thankfully, but that was very alarming, to say the least. What the fuck is going on? Recent pictures. No, camera roll. Oh, Lord. Why are you doing this? I feel very challenged today with technology, and I don't know what... Oh. I see what happened. Okay. I don't update apps normally, because they all screw up. Alright, let me use this picture. Alright, so that's going. So let me get that picture for you. Send. I kind of wish I could just upload the picture directly to YouTube, like in the chat, but no. Alright, this is a blurry picture, but it'll have to do. There. Let me see, can you see it? Look at her little toes. They're so cute. So she loves these cabinets. I mean, she can't go in them anymore because they have stuff in them, but when she discovered, like, oh, look at our cabinets, and she was just amazed. She's like, oh, look, a shelf just for me, you know. So she was very happy. Look how big she is, though. These are pretty big cabinets, too. She's a very big cat. You're welcome so much, Fabulous Jumper. Like, I don't know why she's so, like, she's just a big cat. And I always forget how big she is until I see a tiny cat. I cannot wait till I get a second cat, like a kitten, and then I put them side by side. It's gonna be so funny. Just so funny, I think. Alright, so this page is done. Look at me, chapter 2 started. I need to, oh wait, I need to get his belt in here. It's perfect. There we go. I think I feel better now. I have his core elements of flair on his outfit here. His foot looks funny, but that's fine. Yeah, she's a very good kitty. Alright. Well, she's been good. But oh my god. The first couple nights. Oh, when we first got here, we let her run around because when we first got her, she, you know, the way they tell you is, oh yeah, your cat needs to like adjust to the new place, put him in a room, and then they slowly adjust to the rest of the home, whatever. And my cat doesn't do that. She has to investigate immediately and then she's fine. So we, you know, got home, I got to the place. Oh my god, it was exhausting because we drove. And we let her out of her cave, or her cage, because we got her a dog cage to roam around in, because it was too long of a drive to put her in a carrier. And so she investigated everything. And I swear, like the whole time she was meowing, like she could hear her echo. And she was like, what is this? She'd run over to us and meow. And then run around and then come back to us to meow. Like, is this real? You know, like if she's ever been in a place that big or this big before. And it was just so funny. And then that night, oh my god, there was no sleeping. She was just all over the place. I still think she's a baby, even though she's not. She does not act her age though. She does not act her age, which is why I was very concerned that when that lizard came in, she was gonna fucking demolish it. But thankfully, she saw it. But I think because we were freaking out so much, she did not catch it. Hello, Jose. How are you? Yeah, she's forever the little kitty at heart. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, she is. Very, very much. Crap. Alright, so since I screwed up the order of these pages, or how I made these thumbnails and I'm not even following any of them. I totally disregarded 2 pages worth of thumbnails, which is going to set this all back. Oh my god. In a good way, though. This is not gone according to plan in a good way. I need my scripts. Ugh. Okay. Jose Victor Jimenez de Mata. I always try to pronounce her name properly. I'm slowly learning Spanish still. Slowly. Oh, that's good, Jose. It's always good to relax after all that. And I'm saying that because I don't often do that. I am trying though. I am trying. Like, I'm trying to make Mondays like my planning for the week, but also chill out days. Like, it's okay to take one day, you know. I know it's sad. We are in the Gilded server though. It's actually been a little active lately. I'm trying to, well, I've also been a little absent, which doesn't help. But I'm trying to be a little bit more active overall because the past couple of months with this move have been, it's mentally draining. And it's draining in many ways, you know. It's draining physically and mentally and emotionally. You know, it's just, I think we're not quite settled in completely yet, even though it's only been almost a month, but we're getting there. You know, and we're just taking it day by day. I think part of it is because we both work high demand jobs. It's not like we can just take a couple weeks and just do everything, you know. It also doesn't help with like food because we're like got used to always having good homemade meals because I always had a good stocked pantry and fridge and everything of food I would always make from scratch or that I would need to use in meals I made from scratch. And we didn't have it here, so for the first week and a half we were just kind of, I don't even know what we ate. I honestly don't know. I know we did pizza. I know we did Jimmy John's one night. Shit. Oh, we just like did a lot of frozen dinners and stuff. Oh, passed by 2 pretty stressful movings last year. Yeah, it's stressful. Even if it's for a good reason, it's stressful, and even if it's just because you got to do it, you know, it's just stressful. But yeah, I think we're finally getting into our normal routines again. It's also different because we have a yard now. And I'm personally excited about that. I have no problems with yard work by any means. I just forgot how much work it is and how much you need to do. Like, oh god, we got this lawnmower because, you know, you need to cut the grass at some point, and our neighbor was very kind and did it the front for us before we got here. And so we did we got the lawnmower. It's a stupid electric lawnmower. Look, I understand people's push for electric stuff, but that lawnmower fucking sucks. It is the worst thing I've ever experienced. The battery runs out so fast. I'm like, I've cut maybe half the yard. And if the grass is just a little bit longer than the setting I have, like for the height of the blade, it like drains half the battery. And I'm just sitting here thinking, how is it you pay this much for an electric lawnmower and it sucks this bad? Like, it does a good job when it actually does cut, but there's no excuse for the battery to drain that fast. But whatever. Other than that, it's fine. And then our shed got invaded by wasps. So there were like 10 wasp nests in there. So it's like every other night we did. And we kind of felt bad at first, you know, because they're so good for like plants and pollinating. It's just they sting. We don't want them near us. But we found out there are red ones, and the red ones are really bad. They're just really aggressive. So we're like, well, fuck it then. We'll just kill them. So we finally got that situated. It's just a lot of new like habits you have to get into, and you know, yeah. So, but we're finally getting there. We went to a farmer's market and we found some suppliers for food that we used to do in Michigan. And it was really nice. Everyone, I love going to farmers. They're so nice. They really are. Like this guy who's selling the grass-fed, grass-finished beef. I mean, I was like, look, I'm not picky about what size of anything you give me. I just want this, you know. They were just pleasant people. Very pleasant people. So. Oh man, I'm drinking some iced tea. Also doesn't help when you're moving to a totally new climate. I thought I could handle the heat in this state. I'm like, oh, it gets humid and stuff in Michigan. Yes, it does, but in Michigan it does not get to 110 on top of humidity. So it's kind of been like it's exhausting. You know, the heat. So that's taken some getting used to, but yeah, I think I'm getting back in the swing of things, which is why I did this tonight too, because just to get myself back into the groove. Not me. So. And it's also very echoey in here. I don't mean it to be, but I haven't put everything together. Oh, and I had furniture. Oh, God. Alright, I'm just thumbnailing this from scratch again because I screwed everything up. So you can watch the horribleness of all this going on. Yes, this is the ugly phase. I don't know why, but it's just... It's taken me a while to get back into drawing it in front of an audience again. Oh no. I am happy though that I get to finally draw the Pumpkin Prince how I want him to look versus what I was doing before. Make him a little more princely. Also trying to like do better with the placement of the word bubbles and everything. I will. So Jose, about that, if you're on mobile, I found you can't tag people in chat. I don't know why. I've had a lot of those issues. I'll be in chat and someone tags me. I'm like, oh, I'm on my phone. Let me respond to them because that's rude, you know, when someone says something to you, and it won't let me tag them. It's just weird. All right, it's only 8 o'clock. I'm glad you guys are doing good though. I always think like, next time I stream, I hope Fabulous Jumper's there because I gotta tell her about my cat. I will say though, I can't wait for my like office to be finished because I want to try and do like a camera on my cat. But I need her cat treat in here to do that. Yeah, Jose, see? It's not you. It's a stupid YouTube app. I will refrain from harsh words. I can't freaking draw her head today. This is one thing I've been struggling with, and I don't know why I'm struggling with her character specifically right now, is how she looks, like her face shape. And there's really no reason for me to do that. I don't know if it's just because I've been drawing the Pumpkin Prince so much that he's literally a freaking circle. You know, I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I don't know. I don't know. And I have a lot of things to do tomorrow. I'm thinking about. I'm just thinking out loud now. But I'm hoping to get 5 more of these pages done this week. I'm also trying to make sure I'm not like going super detailed with her face because I don't want to spend too much time on that right now. Right now I'm just trying to get the sketch done, especially because I just completely ruined 3 pages worth of thumbnails here, which is par for the course so far with this comic, which is, I mean, it's not unusual. It's just I wasn't really expecting things to take a turn for the way they did. But it's for the best. I do have to be mindful though of this green bar. This is the safe zone, and I noticed I have been kind of putting things too close to it or across it. And this is basically just a layout of how I would theoretically put the word balloons. I don't think that's like the proper way to do it for all the panels, but yeah. Jose, yeah, I figured I would. I mean, there's just been a lot going on that I've seen that people they're taking, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. It's one thing not to like it, it's a completely another thing to try and ruin someone's life over because they used it as a filler for one part of a project that wasn't even for profit. It was for a portfolio piece. And I think people have gone completely off the rails in terms of how they're expressing their disdain for this thing. And I think it's just a level-headed discussion about it is required. And it's very difficult to do because people aren't willing to see all sides of the picture. Like, I understand the issues with it and I completely agree with them. But I also have a line where I'm like, okay, if it's something you're doing personally for fun off the side, you're not making money off of it, is that really, like, it's not the end of the world to me. Like, I guess it's like you kind of have to compromise on, or not compromise, but you kind of have to figure out what it is you have an issue with. You have an issue with how people are using it and the fact that they are using it, or you have an issue with something that can be easily fixable. I don't know when I'm going to make this video because I do want to add something onto it for people, like some resources or whatever, which I have to be kind of mindful of because I don't know how to. I'm trying to figure out the best way to approach it without certain hosting sites freaking out, I guess. Not freaking out because of what I want to share resource-wise, but because of what I want people to use it for. I don't know. I'm still thinking through it because I have to outline the video and everything else. Because I just finished filming and wrapping up my artist and money video, and that I haven't posted it yet because I might post it in the next couple of weeks. So I have a little bit more tutorial buffer in there that people can watch. That way it's not like, oh my gosh, you just posted a tutorial, now you're posting this stupid, sort of not ranty video. You know, I want to make sure, I'm trying to keep a good balance on my channel of tutorial, arts, and then sort of semi-rant videos. You know, I don't want to be too ranty, but sometimes I just got things to say, you know? And I think culturally online, like in general, people have gotten used to being emotionally charged and very outraged. Like you have to be, like there's no concept of taking a step back and kind of thinking whatever it is through, you know? Same, Jose. It's I've tried some of the AI image generators and I'm sitting here like, oh, because I was just like kind of curious, like, all right, what can I do? Can I have fun with this? So I was making like kawaii sharks in space or something, and I just sat there for like 2 hours. I'm like, does it really take this long to get? It would have been faster for me to draw it than do an AI prompt. It was like, it was fun just to see what it would come up with, but it was nowhere near what I wanted. Like it just was not working, you know? And yes, Fabulous Jumper, you may post your gesture drawings. The image generators, that's kind of what I see them as, is they're fun for the common person to like feel like they can share some artistic idea without any artistic talent. You know, that's really all it is. You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's a poor man's tool at best, you know? And that's okay. Like, that is okay to me. Like, I'm not gonna get mad that someone who has no artistic ability wants to get an idea across, you know? Sounds good, Fabulous Jumper. It's just, I don't know, it's just not worth it to me. And then most of the people that I know that do it for fun like that, they just like, oh, this is cool, and they never bother with it again. Like, they're not gonna waste their time doing it. And when I did try to use it just for ideas on like creating something, it was still a pain. I'm like, I kind of got something I wanted, but after a while it all just started blurring together and I felt more lost in the concept I was trying to get than I did without using it. It was, you know, it's, I don't know. But I mean, that's just me. But again, in some cases, to get like a concept together, it may work, it may not, but it's just, it ain't taking your jobs, because even if companies are using it, they're not using it in its raw form. They're using it as an ideation concept thing, and then you still have to go and recreate the entire thing from scratch. You still have to go and prep. It's just not working on its own. Everybody knows that. The only people who don't know that are people who are online being told that's not the case, which is not true. at all. I mean, I've heard talks with people in game companies. They're using it just like to get some ideas, or that's it. Like let's say you draw something, you're like, okay, this is great. You can do your color variations in Photoshop or whatever it is you're doing by changing using some filters and stuff. And then you can throw that into AI and say, all right, now add like something else in there. And they just, you know, they're just trying to get this stuff faster because they have deadlines. It's not like they're purposely trying to steal anything. And I get it, you know, I totally understand it. Now, I feel like I'm doing my AI video already. It's good practice though. But yeah, it's not, I don't know. I think people made a mountain out of a molehill for most of it. So. All right, art share. Oh, I love these. I love your work. Oops. Right. Whoa. Whoa, what did I just do? The heck? There it is. Okay. Fabulous Jumpers art, everyone. I like this. This is really nice. I really like this because of all the movement. You know. Now, there's something about this one that stands out to me. I don't know if it's just because you darkened her hair or not, but I like it. These are really nice. I like this too. I used to draw stuff like this. I didn't used to draw. I drew a girl holding a coffee in high school. So I was trying to mimic all the girls in my class. That's how they looked. Looked snooty with their coffees. But I like this too. I like her bow. I like her sleeves. You are really good at adding movement and structure to clothing. With very simple lines, I've noticed. And it only gets better. I like her. Oh, this is giving me like some 70s vibe too. I like this a lot too. I love all of them. Like they look, what makes it look good to me too is they all look like their own character. Even though you have 5 ladies on here, they each have their own distinct look. They each look a little different. Or a lot different, rather. It's not easy to do. I love it. Yay! I always love seeing your work. It's inspiring. I've also been trying to do like what you do where you have like just the nice straight lines. I'm not doing a very good job tonight. I'm trying to get back into streaming, and I got a little stage shyness going on, I guess. Not stage fright, but just a little shyness. You have been making progress. And I love seeing the progress. If anyone else watching who hasn't chatted yet, if you want to share anything, let me know and I'll send you the Guilded or Discord link. Oh gosh, I have my cat on my screen. And I'll share it. I have no problems doing that. You guys are entitled to have your work shown. And for as long as I am a small channel, I will do my best to do that. Within reason. If you're sharing inappropriate art, I can't. Or I won't. I can, but I won't. You know. Oh my god, I just realized. I'm in chapter 2 and I never introduced her. Wow. It's actually okay. I will not get mad. Alright, now I have to figure... Man, I screwed up all my thumbnails. I'm like mad, but at the same time I'm not. My book's all the way over there. I don't know, my comic went way off the rails. It had a mind of its own. Look at this. I had 3, 4, 5, 5 panels. The fuck? This is even matching my script. This, oh man, I'm gonna have to go rewrite stuff. So I have 2 versions of my script, and the one I printed out was the final version, I thought. And then I completely rewrote the ending of chapter 1. Like, it is nowhere near what I originally wrote. I'm hoping to finish chapter 2 really soon, though. Because I really, 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 really would like to get a funding campaign for it started. Because if I can get chapter 2 done... Today's it's August. If I can get chapter 2 done by the end of August, which it should be done, yeah, that's fine. It's actually not bad. If I can get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. If I get 2 pages, wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, if I can get 2 pages done each day for the rest of August, I should have chapter 2 done. And 2 pages a day really isn't that much at all. It's just I have a lot going on, which is why I'm trying to bust through it. But I'm so far tonight though, I've gotten about 2.5 pages done. So, goodness me. My phone's dying. I also have like a new desk and a new chair. So before, I had a folding table. Now I have a sort of proper desk. And my rolling chair. Much better chair. What are my plans for, or intentions for the comic? What are your plans for it? So right now, everything's hidden behind on coffee for most things except for today's stream. All the spoiler pages and stuff. So there's that. And then my intentions are to actually finish this into book 1. And I was trying to contemplate how many pages I want book 1 to be. Because some people, for comics, there's the floppy, small version, and then they can do like a graphic novel, which is much longer. And I was trying to figure out how many pages I wanted to do. I mean, this is my first one. I don't want to overwhelm myself with a 90-page comic. That's a lot, you know. And that was originally my intention, but the more I'm working on this, the more I'm like, 90 pages is probably a little much for me right now. So this is probably going to wind up being I'm at 30 pages right now. It's probably going to be like 30, between 40 and 50 pages. And I would like that to be book 1 of my comic series, Pumpkin Prince. So once most of this front work is done, I want to, you know, clean it up, wrap it up, all that good stuff, and crowdfund to get it all printed and stuff like that. Similar to what I did in the past for enamel pins for this stuff, which were the baby pumpkin pins. I would add prints and stickers and stuff. So I'm not like new to crowdfunding. I'm just doing something brand new in terms of what I am crowdfunding. Because printing comics is expensive. So I think my initial goal is just gonna be like, yeah, I'll print like 50 books to start with. I don't know how many backers I'm gonna get. I think 50 is a fair number because usually I'll get like 40 backers. That gives me enough left over to compensate for lost packages or to put in my Etsy shop, to sell as a standalone, and hopefully keep making this until this series is done. And I'm excited because this is, I don't want to say always, but in high school I made a lot of like short comics, and it was always something that, but for some reason I didn't go into illustration. I went into animation because I thought that would be more suited, not like comics, but I guess I was kind of wrong. Oh, I'm just enjoying myself. I really am. It just feels like I'm doing the right thing. So yeah, so that's the plans. The plans is to finish up through chapter 2, get part 1 of the story done for its own little comic, get that crowdfunded, and start on book 2. This is all thumbnailed up through, let's see. I can show you the thumbnails at least. Oops. Come on, there we go. So I have everything through chapter 2 and 3. Well, 3 I haven't organized these yet, but I basically have 3 chapters done. And I don't know what, I kind of have an idea for the cutoff, but I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of what I did. So when I did all the thumbnails, I was like, all right, this is obviously not organized proper. So I started moving things to page count. So chapter 1 was so far is the biggest, which makes sense. Now there's a lot happening. And then chapter 2 is smaller by a little bit. The problem that I've been experiencing is I'm trying to limit myself to a page count. But as I'm going through and actually illustrating this, parts of the story are changing so much that sticking to it actually hurts the story. So I've just been more mindful of how I'm using each page versus trying to stick to a hard page count, you know. So, yeah. But I've got, let's see. These are all the done thumbnailed pages so far. So, I mean, it's a lot. Got here, temporary file. Hate how these sneak in. There we go. So that's that. Let's see. So that's 36 pages that are fleshed out and done. And a lot of them aren't even that complicated. Like the intro is 14 pages, and then chapter 1 is... I think it's actually 20 pages because some of these are not named in the right number because I had to take some pages out. And then I wound up adding other pages to help with the pacing of the story. So it's just one of those things where your plan doesn't quite go the way you want it to when it comes to creating these things, because at a certain point it just takes on a mind of its own, which is a good thing. It just becomes frustrating because you're like, but I didn't want you to do that, but you're doing it anyway, you know. And yes, Fabulous Jumper, you can show another one. I would say though, between the chapter 1 and 2, it's between 20 and 25 pages each, which is where I would want it to be anyway, you know. Chapter 1 wound up being a little bit longer, the intro wound up being a little bit longer, but not in terms of page count, but it was needed to get a specific feeling and pace and visual across. So they're not like filled with panels. Some of them are like a double spread. So yeah, it's just something I'm trying to do. Like trying to keep in mind pacing, because let's see here. Like here, she's thinking back to this moment, but I'm also making sure to tie in something else that's happening in that same panel, so I don't have to make a separate panel for this speech bubble. He looks so happy. I love his stupid face. And I'm also trying to keep in mind, like, keeping it visually interesting. And sometimes you gotta split something into a couple pages. Because I was trying to cram a lot into one page for a certain scene, it just wasn't working. Like this, originally he's supposed to be exploring the world, and that's too much to cram into one page to me, so. All this reminds me of when I was working on a comic with my father, who's also an artist and who drew the whole comic. He drew a full on 40 pages first chapter, about like 6 or 7 scripts. Aw, you should go back and revisit that. It sounds fun. But yeah, it's hard. You know, when that story wants to do what it wants. I don't think I can show this because it won't open. Oh, let me see. Open link. Oh, it just downloaded. Okay, well, I will watch it anyway. Oh, nice. It's just a bunch of sketches and gestures in video format. Like they're time lapse. Ooh, these are nice. I love watching time lapses. They're fun. I know they're not like super entertaining to everybody, but to me they are. It's just nice to see how things go from start to finish. These are really nice, Fabulous Jumper. Very nice. Oh my god. I think another thing too is when I'm tired, I'm like, I need to do this panel properly. I don't know. I've also been like reading a bunch of indie comics from people who've been doing this for a long time and studying how they do a lot of this, and as long as the pacing works and the story makes sense, there's no right or wrong way to do it. And I also think I'm too detailed in my thumbnails because some people just do this. And like that was a thumbnail. That's their sketch. I'm like, oh, okay. I can't, it doesn't like let me, well, let me see if I can open it. Okay, it does open. I was doing something weird. This is Fabulous Jumpers time-lapse video. It's really pretty. I like it. There's a lot of good posts in here too. I wish I could create comics again, but doing it for money in Brazil with the economy just going down. There are some Brazilian artists, Jose, that are in DC and Marvel comics. I followed 3 of them on Instagram. Let me actually put their names in chat, because maybe you can follow them and reach out to them about getting started or something. Like the one guy, I am absolutely blown away by his work. I've never seen anything like it. Well, let me see if I can find him. And because I'm great with names, I can't remember their usernames. I really hate how Instagram doesn't show your following list in the order that you followed people. Oh, come on. Stupid Instagram. Okay, let me see if I can... No. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna keep refreshing the page till I can find it. Actually, no, let me do this. See if I can. Yeah, think you would. Oh wait, is this it? Nope. Nope. Oh my god. Why won't this work? Come on. Okay. I'm just gonna give you this guy's name. on Instagram because he retweets them sometimes. Oh, yeah, okay. I believe he's Brazilian. He's very nice too. That's his Instagram. Medieval clothing is hard, Fabulous Jumper. Like, I've been like looking at it for my own stuff. I'm like, why is it? It's like very detailed, but also not, you know. Oh my god, no, he didn't say their names either. I'm disappointed. Lord. Okay, let me try this again. You think people post stuff, and then you go back and you're like, wait, you didn't post exactly what I thought you did, so. Alright, I have one more source to try and get this stupid stuff from. Let me try again. This is really good work though, Fabulous Jumper. This is just really pretty. And I think what stands out with your work is just how clean your lines are. It really is just gorgeous. Okay, found one of them. Now I have to find her Instagram. Okay. The video should have played, Fabulous Jumper. Did it not play? Oh my god, did my computer screw up? Oh my god, did it just die on me? What the heck is going on? And you don't have to send the images though, Fabulous Jumper. I think the video played. I thought it was playing. Maybe not. Okay, so I found the two artists. Carita, I don't know how to pronounce these names properly, so Carita Deborah and Joe Bennett. I believe both are Brazilian. Both have worked with DC and Marvel. Joe Bennett's work is, it's just gorgeous. I mean, I don't know, at Joe Bennett Comics. That's the close. There, that's his Instagram. He just had, like, I've never seen such just detailed work. Hold on, let me pull this open. I don't have anything private showing, so we should be good. Like, look at this work. This is just, it's just gorgeous to me. I've never seen such detailed work before. This is like what every artist dreams of being able to do. It's just crazy to me. But yeah, he's one of the Brazilian artists. I'm pretty sure he's Brazilian. So I know for sure he does not speak, well, he does speak English, but yeah. Okay, good. I was like, I could have sworn I saw the video playing. We're actually... So, old comic scripts, aww. Yeah, I found some of my old comics from when I was that age too. I was like, wow, what was I doing? But I also kind of like looking at that because, I don't know, it's just something about younger artists that I see that I think a lot of us older artists sometimes forget, which is, I guess, I don't want to say the joy, but just you kind of feel more, you don't have like the weight of trying to be perfect on your shoulders. You are excited and you just go with it, you know? It's something that I'm trying to get myself back into, like, you know, just don't worry about stupid stuff, just do it, you know? Like, even back then when I was going through a lot, like, I still just freely made stuff, you know? Even if it was a little cringe, I still did it. And I'm trying to get back into that. It's a mental thing. It's almost like when you get older, you get so stuck on things having to be a certain order, a certain way, you forget how you, that freeing feeling of just doing something, you know, without any knowledge and any experience. You're just like, oh, I'm just gonna do it, you know? It's almost like knowing how to do something is more harmful than not knowing, if that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling. Maybe I'll like scan in some of my old comics that I found. I have more than I like saved. I just don't know where they went. Are they in sketchbooks somewhere else? It's just really goofy stuff. And then I was also reading a lot of manga at the time, so I was like trying to do that dramatic manga stuff, you know, like, oh, ninjas and all that stuff. I don't even know why I put a ninja in this story. I just wanted to have a ninja because I think at the time I was watching Naruto. Oh no! Oh man, I just hit a snap in my script. Because I changed how chapter 1 ends, I have to change the beginning of chapter 2. This is like... I just want to throw all this paper on the floor. Whatever comic made in the past probably wasn't as cringe as the first one I made when I was 13, published on Amazon. Oh, I used to use Corel. Actually, no, I used Corel Painter, not Corel Draw. That's similar enough. It's fine. The fact you published it, though, that's amazing. See, this is what I'm talking about. When you're younger, you don't have a certain, like, fear or hesitancy. You just do it, you know? Like, even though I was still kind of, like, hesitant and shy about a lot of things, I still did it, you know? But you did something. I think that's, even if it's a little cringe, you know, I think you should be proud that you did that. Not many people do. You guys gotta give yourselves more credit. Back when I was a kid, I used to get so frustrated in the drawings. I still get frustrated with my drawings. Especially with this. Alright, well this is gonna suck because I think I have to stop here and go back and revisit what the hell I did. Because I can't show the script because it's spoilers and it's for my talking members only. Sorry. Actually, no, I don't have to change it. Oh, thank God. Okay. I just have to change the wording, or what's the dialogue a little bit. I don't have the pen I want. Hello, Rue. Oh, I had that problem too, Fabulous Jumper. I have that problem now. Look at the reference. It doesn't look like it. I still have, like, it took like an illustration sort of figure drawing class, and it helped me like rethink. It doesn't have to be exact. If you're using a reference, you don't have to make everything exact. A reference is just that, to refer to for some help, you know. Oh, my pen died. Good. All right, this pen is not fun. Excuse me. It's like one of those cheap Papermate pens, but it's purple. I have to use it. I think I need to draw the area. Okay, so dialogue needs to be just be revised a little bit, but okay, I think I'm okay. I'm not that far behind where I initially wanted to be on page 3 in chapter 2. Just a little bit. I should be caught up in page 3, and then, so right now I probably only added 1 extra page to chapter 2. Good. I'm ranting about my comic not doing what I wanted it to do and throwing everything off course. Yeah, I figured I'd do like a short little video about AI. Nothing like super crazy, just, you know, I think things have calmed down enough with that where I can safely talk about it and have a proper conversation and not have people go, oh my God, and scream and just freak out, you know. Okay, I lied. I'm adding 2 extra pages to chapter 2. I don't think I can... See, this is why you usually thumbnail things out, but because this went off the rails, and the script changed. Actually, let me look at this, because this is originally where it was. No, it wasn't. This is page. Okay, so that's not a name either. I think I might actually just do a 3-panel page because I can't squeeze more in here without it looking weird. That's another thing too, is I'm trying, like, reading other comics. People have been doing this a while. You can tell when they are mindful of not shoving everything into one page story and script wise and when they are. No, we're not shoving anything in one page. Oops. But oh my god, Greta, please let me there. They're being mindful of how the pacing is. So yeah, I think 3 panels is fine. Especially because this is kind of like a moment between them. So I don't really want anything else interfering with the scene. Hi, Billy Flappy Cat. The comic is about this guy right here, the Pumpkin Prince. He's a new guardian to this world, which is responsible for growing little baby pumpkins that become companions for people in other worlds. And he needs to protect it. And he's brand new to this. He's not sure what he's technically supposed to do just yet. He's a little different than all the other guardians who came before him. And False Spirit, who is this lady right here, thinks his weird quirks and inability to be like anything of the past guardians is because she's losing her magic and her ability to do anything. So he, this guy here, Pumpkin Prince, needs to protect the world. He needs to fix Fall because something is wrong with her. She doesn't know yet, but he goes on like a little mystery discovery thing to figure out what is specifically wrong with her, and does find out. And there's something creeping around. So the world, it might be in danger. He's trying to fit into his new role, and Fall's magic, something's wrong with it. So he's basically got a lot on his plate. And that's kind of what this story is about, of him fitting into his new role and trying to manage all of this chaos that's about to unfold. So currently in the story of what I'm doing with the script, he just remembered his name, and she's mad because the Pumpkin Prince is not a name, it's a title. And so that's not normal. And he's kind of making fun of her because, well, her name's False Spirit, and that's a title too, you know. I've heard of Mark Curley. Yeah, sometimes 2 to 3 panels is like the best thing you can do. And that's why I'm trying to like not cram everything into one page, because I'm like, sometimes keeping it simple and minimal works way better than doing like, well, I guess the golden rule is also not to have more than 9 panels on a page, because then it gets to too busy, which I agree with. Alright, his smirk needs some work, but that's fine. I think I just read an independent comic, and I was like studying the paneling and stuff, and I was looking at it, I'm like, you know, he almost never has more than 4 panels on a page, and that story flows so perfectly. I mean, everyone's got their own style of doing things, of course, but for his story, it worked out. It was very minimal in terms of how many panels were on each page, and I thought that was just fascinating, because some other comics I've read have like 5 to 6 panels per page most of the time, and it really just depends on the flow. And another comic I read, he does a lot of double page spreads, and there are almost no panels. It just kind of let's see if I can emulate this here. We'll just pretend this is 2 pages here. So he'll have like a figure here, and then he'll have the text, and the text kind of flows to another figure here, you know, talking, and then it flows to the page. He doesn't do panels all the time. It was really interesting to see how he does it. Everyone's got their own style, you know. So I think that that's what's really fascinating about this. And I think that's why I'm excited to do this and why I wish I never stopped doing comics, because there's no restrictions, really. It's just a matter of, is the story getting there, and is it making sense and flowing well? Hello, Gus! Another person from Brazil. Just, so that's 2 people. One day I'll be able to say something in Spanish, even though I don't think that's what the actual language is. I'll try. It's good not to put a lot of visual pollution on your comic page. Yes, I keep it simple. Best mangakas are the ones who keep their art away from visual pollution. Yes, that's a perfect way of putting it. Visual pollution. I love that. I love that. I absolutely love that. That is so right. And I think what's great about that, since you brought up the manga cause and everything, I was looking at some panels from One Punch Man and how like the redraw of it, and how much emotion, storytelling, and everything can be done in just one page. You can't get out of multiple pages. And a lot of manga strives to do that. Like, not to keep it one page, but like, they know how to nail it, I guess. They know that they're very focused on the emotional aspect, which is something I think Western comics sometimes get wrong, or they kind of struggle with, at least the mainstream. Oh yeah, it's Portuguese. Ah! Alright, well, that's right, I forgot. I'll never get this right. Oh well. One day maybe I'll try and learn some of that. I mean, I know it's different than Spanish, I just don't know how different. Because it's one thing I've noticed between learning Spanish and I would like to learn Italian, and there's a lot of similarities between them, which makes sense because, you know, they're close together country-wise. But yeah, I'll try to learn some Portuguese one day. I'm trying to finish the Spanish stuff on Duolingo, basically. So I'm looking at the chat on my OBS software, and I do this thing sometimes where I will read the emojis that don't actually show up. So Gus, you sent a smiley face with the green face that was smiling, and on my end it shows up as face green smiling. And I will just say exactly that sometimes. It's I don't know. I know what emoji you're using, but sometimes I get caught up and I'm just reading exactly the words on the screen. I'm like, oh wait, I'm describing the smiley description emoji thing that he was using. It doesn't show up on my end, but that, yeah. I don't know if that made sense. It made sense in my head of what I was trying to express. I remember there was one day someone sent a super sticker, and I totally didn't realize that was a thing. I don't know why. It just didn't register. So in the chat, it said that someone sent, I forgot what it was, a dancing corgi or something, or a fruit or something, and I just read it like, oh, that's funny, haha. I didn't realize what was being done. I felt so stupid. Well, Portugal, it's close to Spain. Oh, and the Portuguese discovered Brazil, so both languages looking alike for me isn't much of a surprise. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not, like, well versed in the history much of South America, like how the countries came to be and stuff like that. So I don't know why I didn't think about that. Like, that's why you speak Portuguese. It's very interesting. Let's see. What are your thoughts on someone wanting to make art? To make art is something good at art. I'm a writer. I'm writing this cool comic. I can't really draw it. So what I would do, Billy Floppy Cat, even if you can't draw it, I would sketch out your ideas and see if an artist wants to contribute. There are artists who will help do things for free. Like, they don't, not everyone's gonna be like, you have to pay me hundreds of dollars right now. So, you know, I just want to get some concepts across. If somebody wants to help, like, do a page or two, you know. You can do something like that. And even if you can't draw, you can, I've seen people kind of like draw their own. And even though their skill level isn't that high, they did it anyway. I actually own a comic from someone. She has no drawing skills, but she found someone who would draw it for her. And at the time, this was years ago, I don't know how long ago, I think it was a couple of years. At the time, he wasn't like that skilled either. And I'm assuming she eventually paid him because it was a long book. But she had someone draw that comic for her, even though their art wasn't like super quality or whatever. What was important when I read that, even though the art wasn't like super like high quality at the time, the story was still good and was worth reading. Yes, same with One Punch Man. Sometimes if your story is good, people won't care about the way the art looks. And over time, this person that drew her comic obviously has gotten better. It's been really cool to watch his skill set go from barely being able to draw a figure to drawing gorgeous figures, you know. But don't be afraid to draw it yourself and then later find an artist who can recreate that if you want them to, or finding an artist who is close to what you're thinking of, but they want to like break into and practice doing this as well. Working with others is always a challenge though, I will say. So just give yourself and an artist, if you do find one and you want to work with them, or they're willing to do it for free for a couple pages or something, you know, obviously set deadlines and expectations that are realistic, but give yourselves both a little bit of grace in doing it, because working with other people, it takes a while to kind of get used to that other personality and how to work with that, you know. Yeah, Samurai Jack, the art's very simple. Yeah, you don't need to have complicated work for your comics. I've seen people have very simple comics overall. Like it was very basic. Like I'll kind of try and recreate this. So here's like one panel. I think it was some animals or something, but we'll just say here's the figure, shoulders looking this way, and then the landscape. Like it wasn't very detailed at all. So don't get too hung up on the art. I've bought and backed some books, comic books that are not like pristine, or not the pristine. I'm trying to figure out how to word this because I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It's just, it's not like the artist who's been drawing for a long time, someone who's newer, and they still are enjoyable. I still enjoy those comics. I think the story captivated me. There's nothing, you know, the art is whatever it is. I'm fine with it, you know. But yeah, I do like Fabulous Jumper's example though too. The original One Punch Man artist, he just didn't matter. Quality wasn't there, he didn't care. Talking about owning comics, even though I've already made comics in the past. Never had much contact with the medium compared to my father. I would look into indie comics, to be honest. I think that's where the most creativity is right now. It is a little hard to find, but I've noticed Indiegogo is better with comics than Kickstarter in terms of finding stuff. Like there's more diverse comic themes and stories on Indiegogo, whereas Kickstarter kind of leans towards one like theme story, like witches and stuff like that. I've been trying my hardest in your creators. Oh, that's good, Billy Floppy Cat. I hope my future creative videos continue to help you. I really, that's my goal of my channel. Brazil has some wonderful artists, and I really wish that we could see more art from other countries, or from more comics from other countries, because it seems like you guys have like a secret bubble down there, and you're not letting, like, you're like, oh, this is all the talent we have, and we're not letting anyone know. You know, like, no, I want to know and show me, because I know like Japanese comics have been not invaded, but they've spread so far and wide, and I'm like, where are the other countries' stuff? You know, where's the translations from other countries? And I kind of wish we had more of that. Hello, Greaser Gamer. Thank you for the subscribe. We're just chatting and hanging out tonight. We have successfully done about 3 pages of this comic with some breaks in between. That's fine. Yeah, I wish people translated more comics from other countries besides Japan. I really think that would just, it would just be amazing. Like, the only time I've ever seen that was if the comics were like, not political, but historical, I guess. And it's like, no, you don't need to have comics from other countries only be like historical, you know, content. You can be creative. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, that's true, Greaser Gamer. That's a tongue twister for me, Greaser Gamer. I don't know why. Blah, blah, blah. There, I think I can say it now. Greaser Gamer. There. But that's a good, I like that. There's no race to drawing. Your time is the right amount. Oh my gosh, I love Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail, I have watched that so many times. Oh my gosh. I think they're coming out with more Fairy Tail, and I'm so excited. Like, I can't wait. Of course, you know, when they say that, it means like 2 to 3 years from now, and they got to wait for translations and all this other stuff. Ah, shit. But, yeah. But yeah, I think I've watched Fairy Tail at least 5 times, start to finish. The only part in Fairy Tail I'm not the biggest fan of, I think, is the clock thing. I mean, it's good. It's just, compared to the rest of the series, I think that's my least favorite. But it's still very good. It's like me being nitpicky. And I love Happy. He's so cute. Love Kitty. There is another show by the same creator called Eden Zero. Oh, good night, Rio. Have a good one. Which I haven't caught up on it yet, but it has some similar characters in there, and it was just, I mean, it's just good. I liked it. A little more serious than Fairy Tail, but he's actually dropped a few indie comics. Some of them have really awesome art. They just stopped updating. So with indie comics, I actually do not read them online for that reason. I don't know what it is about creators and, well, actually I do know. This is my personal opinion. I have no problem with artists putting their comic out there for free on webcomic sites. But to my knowledge right now, you don't get anything back for doing that. And that frustrates me because doing all that work for free, that's not sustainable long term. You gotta, it's just, I think that's why a lot of artists just stop doing it after a while, because they're not getting enough back from it. And it's, it's very time consuming to do all that, and so I just buy my indie comics from crowdfunding campaigns or pre-orders or whatever, because it makes more sense. The book's already mostly finished. That money is going directly to them. They're getting, I've paid, I think the most I paid for a comic, I want to say something like, $50, including shipping. Do you have any idea how rewarding that is for an artist to make that much money? Oh my gosh, make that much money on their own comic, versus putting it out for free. Of course, that's going to be more sustainable long term. They're able to buy their food, Jose. I know what you mean, Jose. I know what you mean. Sometimes you just got to be in the mood to watch certain things, and I go through phases where I'm like, I don't want to watch anything. I'm just going to watch cooking videos all day for weeks on end. And then after a while, I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch any cooking videos. I want to watch this. Yes, Fabulous Jumper. So there's another interesting thing I've been learning about comics. So when you watch an anime, you want to go read the manga. Most of the time, right? I do. At least I do. When I go watch a Marvel movie, I don't want to read the comics. I don't want to do that. I'm just not interested. It's like, oh, okay. There's just something magical about the way they handle anime and manga that make you excited, You did a 4-issue series for a writer in Seattle. I thought if I do it for free, it's exposure and practice. It was fine, but never again. Yeah, Greaser Gamer. I think that's a good point too. It's like, it's okay to do it once in a while, for that, like you said, exposure and practice, but long term, it's just, it can't, it just doesn't work. I think people, artists especially, I think they're scared that if they release a physical book or if they make people pay for it, they won't get anybody, which I don't think is true. I think people would support them financially more often if they did that. After watching Spy Family, I jumped right into the manga. Yes! Oh my god, I love Spy Family. So I don't have a lot of time, or the way I have my schedule set up, I don't have a lot of time to read, so my boyfriend actually reads the manga more than me. And it's funny because we'll be watching stuff and he goes, oh, you're gonna love this part. Oh my gosh, you're gonna love this part. I'm like, stop saying that, I haven't read the manga. I was first watching Street Fighter 6 and King of Fighters, now Injustice 2. I mean, fighting games are fun though, Jose. I don't blame you for getting hooked on them. Yes, too much free is bad. You get taken advantage of. Agreed. Like I've done stuff for people, no charge before, and I'm okay with that. You know, it's like, here are my terms. You know, I want to help you out, and I want to make sure that you're taken care of. You know, not because I don't think it's like certain situations are okay to do that once in a while. You know, all the time, just no. But I do see some colorists who will take some artwork and color it and share what they've done, and they're not getting paid for it. I think it's just more of like for they are just grabbing what they find and coloring it. And that's something that I think is a good idea to do. I think manga, yeah, finding yourself gravitating more towards manga than comics. Yeah. Manga just takes you into a whole new world, and I think manga just focuses on good story most of the time. Like, obviously there's some that are just horrible with story and boring, and, you know, obviously they're not all perfect, but there's just something about it that I think it's the enjoyment for it. Like, the artists and whatever are enjoying making their manga. You don't really get that out of Western comics. Yeah, good for your portfolio. Yeah. And I think that's, like I said, once in a blue moon, you know, as long as you're not like doing a lot of work, it'll be fine. Like a couple pages or something. Maybe you're just doing quick sketches, no backgrounds, like, you know, as long as you're making sure that the terms are acceptable and you're not getting ripped off, you know, I think it's okay once in a blue moon if you decide to do that. Obviously, you shouldn't be forced into doing it. But yeah, most of the time, like a lot of these webcomics, makes me so sad. And like there was one artist I think she was the first indie comic artist I bought from a while back. She had 3 books out. I'm like, okay, I'll get all 3. And the 4th one, I was a little frustrated because she was updating it page by page online for free. And the book wasn't going to come out for a long time because everything was so formatted for the online webcomic setup. And that drove me nuts. Like, now you have to go back and redo the whole thing because you set up for a website that does not translate to print. Hi, RC Scott. Welcome. Well, this is the most most viewers I've had in a long time. I need to stream more often. I'm sorry, guys. I know I say that all the time, but things are finally getting situated, which is good. But yeah, I just don't understand. I think artists are just afraid to make money, and it just drives me nuts. And this ties into another video I just recorded too about artists and money. Oh, that's so sad, Greaser Gamer. Man. See, I wish that these webcomic hosting sites I wish they paid them. A long time ago, there was this writing site where you would get paid per click or something if someone viewed it. It was like pennies, but it was something. And I would like to see that for comics, for artists online, or just have I know this is like super annoying probably because it's a freaking subscription thing again, but have this thing where you put out the first 10 pages for free, and then if you want to read the rest of it, you have to pay a fee to do it. Maybe not a subscription, but just like, hey, if you want to unlock the rest of book 1 that I finished, you need to pay me $5. There's just ways that these artists should be getting paid for their online comics, and they're not. And I follow so many, and they're just broke. I mean, some of it's just out of their hands. Like, some of them have health conditions, which are completely out of their hands. And others just, they have no money. They don't get money. There's nothing, and they are suffering financially, and it's so obnoxious to watch. Every other week, these people begging for money because they have to pay bills. but they're still putting content out there for free. And their work is amazing. Why aren't you getting paid? Why aren't you having people pay you to look at your stuff? It's beautiful work. It's okay to charge people to do this, to like view it, put it like, it's just, it's like watching a train wreck and you were like screaming at them, oh my God, stop, stop. And they won't, you know, it's just sad. I think a lot of these artists don't give themselves enough credit in ways of making money. And then there's like the artist alley or convention aspect where some of them do sell there, and that's totally great. But it's a different crowd and audience. Oh, hi, Lauren. Sorry. I saw the eyes and then I got on my rant and then I was like, Well, I hope your job is going well and it's a chill night. Thank you for stopping by to say hi, though. I appreciate it. And I hope the rest of your shift or whatever it is goes well. No issues, uneventful. I've covered like 2 topics that I'm going to be making videos on. The AI thing and the artist and money thing, which stresses me out to no end. There's so many artists that deserve better and they can do better and they don't, and I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. So, it's just there's like this culture of not making money that people have grown accustomed to. And it doesn't have to be that way. It does not. You can make money. It's okay. It's okay to make money. There is nothing wrong with making money. Oh, it's almost midnight. Thanks for stopping by, Jose. Have a good one. And I hope that those artists inspire you, or at least they're interesting to look at. I really like their stuff, so. Have a good night. Also, I don't know if my drink is... I have like a block of ice in there. It was crushed ice and now it's melded into one block. And it's really obnoxious. Oh, thank you, Gus. There's something wrong with starting off with fan art. Well, I would say here's my suggestion if you're just doing fan art right now, which is fine. I would kind of, and this is something I've recommended before, when you're doing the fan art, what about those characters do you like? And once you start kind of like making mental notes, you don't have to write anything down if you don't want to, but making mental notes of what you like about those characters, you can use it as inspiration for your own. So I love Halloween spooky stuff. So I'll like eat a lot of that stuff up. Like, yes, I love the skeletons and everything else. But it's not just because it's a skeleton. There's something else about a certain character that makes it memorable to me. So I like, okay, well, what about that character is memorable versus this other skeleton character over here that I just don't care about? So when you start kind of like analyzing that with the fan art you're making, you can go, okay, I like these elements. I'm going to try and incorporate that into my characters. And it makes it a little bit more comfortable to draw your own stuff because you have an idea of where you want to go with it, if that makes sense. And then as time progresses, you'll develop your own style from that. You'll gain more confidence in how you're drawing those characters and how you're going to portray them. And it's okay for them to evolve and change their appearance over time. 2 characters on my screen, Fall and Pumpkin Prince, in the corners there, have changed quite a bit. I originally intended to make the Pumpkin Prince a superhero. That is not the case anymore. It's a complete 180 from what I originally drew him as. Fall of Spirit had a different look as well. So as time goes on, it's okay. Just remember that it's okay for your characters to develop and change a little bit as you get more comfortable drawing things and discovering what you like and getting your inspiration together and stuff like that. So it's totally fine to start off with fan art and using, like I said, the things that you like about those characters, making fan art of, and kind of playing with them in your own stuff will get you to a more confident level to share your characters. And as Greaser Gamer said, it does take practice. It is okay. Actually, because it's been a while, let me bring up some really old artwork that I have. Okay, so ooh, this is old. So, oh my god, come on, computer. So this is old stuff. So I use a skeleton because I like to do skeletons and stuff a lot. This is after a very long time of even being able to make this. This was probably 6 years ago. You know, and then I was trying to, you know, figure out a business card for someone. And then, let me see if I can show this one. Here's some other old stuff. I was on a sci-fi kick, but I didn't really like sci-fi. I just like the robot type stuff. But again, you see these skulls are popping up, and I like jesters a lot at the time. These crazy characters. Let me see if I can find some other creepy stuff. Alright, this is furry art, but whatever. But again, there's like an underlying theme of I like the creepy, unnerving stuff, and it took a while for me to kind of capture that in a lot of work, especially when I was doing sketches and stuff. Let's see. This is old. This is like creature. I don't know what this was, but I like to do weird stuff. Like, all right, here's some silhouettes of aliens. This isn't necessarily good work at all, but it's me exploring and progressively trying to find things that I like, you know, and trying to bring that out in my work. And it's taken some time to do. I'm working on some stories too. And that's the best way to do it, is just finding stories. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah. So here's another one. So here's, I don't know why it's so low quality, but it is. So here's some, this is like my favorite character. This is her as a child, and then her as an adult. I was really struggling how to make her like inspired by the Addams Family, but not the Addams Family, you know, but she's also a scientist or whatever, you know, so, but I had that underlying creepy element again. I wanted her to be different. I wanted her to be a little weird. I wanted her to have this underlying spookiness to her. And it takes a while to start realizing that's what draws you to characters the most. So as I've been making characters, I'm trying to bring that element back. And with the Pumpkin Prince, I was missing that, and I had to rewrite part of chapter 1 to bring that back in, and it felt right. You know, so it takes a while to understand what your story, it's hard to explain. I don't know if I'm explaining this right at all, but thank you, Greaser Gamer. Yeah, story does help with characters a lot. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to write like 20 pages. You can just say, oh, this person here you know, is fallen from a tree. is the worst sketch in the world, but that's fine. Or maybe they're not falling from a tree. Maybe they're floating on something like a floating seat. You know, I don't know. There's some sci-fi thing. But yeah, backstory helps a lot. It doesn't have, like I said, it doesn't have to be complicated. I do miss drawing Gretel. I might, ever since I started drawing the Pumpkin Prince comic pages, I'm like, oh, I can do this story, and I can do that story, and I can do this story, and then I'm like, no, I have to finish this one. The problem is having too many stories. You can't do them all at once. I mean, you could. If I had more time, maybe, but... Alright. I should probably at least start page 4. Oh no, I have to transition to outside. The thing that I struggle most with right now is trying not to make everything perfect, because I was like, oh, his house is a circle. How do I like map out his house? And I was getting so caught in the details that I was like just not able to draw it. So don't do that either. Don't get too caught up in the details. It's okay to come back to that later. Alright, actually I think I'm going to stop here anyway, because it is kind of late for me. I had to get 3 pages done, which is pretty good. And that gives me time, because I need to go rewrite the part of the script a little bit and rethink the thumbnails. So I think it's a good stopping point. Alright, so I think I'll end the stream here. Thank you guys very much for stopping by and chatting and hanging out. I really appreciate it. I was a little nervous because I wasn't sure if anyone would show up because it was an impromptu stream and it was late and I haven't done one in a while, but thank you guys for sticking around and hanging out. I do appreciate it. Aw, thank you, Greaser Gamer. I do need to do this more often. I will, I promise. Fabulous Jumper. Aw. I will try to stream again. Today is what, Tuesday? If I can't stream again this week, I will try to stream again next week. I do have some things I need to do around the house. Errands to run. Tomorrow I definitely can't because after work I have to go to the post office, drop off packages for orders and stuff like that. So I still have other things I need to do besides this. But yeah, I will stream again. If not this week, I'll try next week. So don't worry, I'll be back. And I mean it this time. Much different situation now. Thank you. I have fun too. Alright, thank you guys for watching so much. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on future tutorials and funny little rants and all that good stuff, and streams of course, and any other updates I have going on with the comic, the business, all that fun stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video or the next stream.